A driver currently sitting fifth in the Cup Series point standings just told NASCAR the truth nobody in the garage wants to say out loud. Not about a rival, not about a crash, about the sport itself. Carson Hocevar looked at a 26-year-old race and basically said today's NASCAR product is barely breathing. Carson Hocevar, driver of the number 77 for Spire Motorsports, watched a replay of the 2000 race at Talladega. The race best remembered as Dale Earnhardt's final Cup Series win. Afterward, Hocevar posted on Facebook comparing that broadcast to NASCAR in 2026. His verdict was blunt. The modern product is a shell of what it used to be, and he says the sport keeps trimming costs instead of improving the show. He followed up on X, clarifying he still loves NASCAR. His real frustration is that people have to attend a race live before they'll actually become fans. This isn't some outsider take. Hocevar is 23 years old, inside the sport and racing for a playoff spot right now. When a current driver publicly says the broadcast product has regressed, that's not garage gossip, that's a credibility problem for NASCAR leadership. For 2 decades, the sport has wrestled with the same question. Why did the audience that packed grandstands in the early 2000s slowly drift away? Hocevar's answer cuts through the usual excuses about competition formats or scheduling. He's pointing at presentation itself, camera work, sound design, commentary, the entire sensory experience of watching a race, and the timing matters. Hocevar isn't a struggling back marker venting out of frustration. He's a playoff contending driver with real standing in the sport, which makes this criticism much harder for NASCAR to wave off. Here's what makes Hocevar's comments genuinely sharp instead of just another driver complaining. He's not blaming the racing product on the track, he's blaming the packaging around it. That's a distinction most fans feel, but rarely hear a driver articulate. NASCAR insiders love talking about aerodynamics, engine rules, and downforce numbers. Hocevar is saying the casual fan doesn't care about any of that. They care about whether the broadcast makes them feel something. Think about what separated a 2000-era race broadcast from now. Back then, networks were in an arms race to outproduce each other every single season. New camera angles, new graphics packages, new ways to bring viewers closer to the action. Hocevar's argument is that innovation cycle stalled, and what replaced it was cost-cutting dressed up as modernization. That's a dangerous accusation for NASCAR's business side. If a driver is publicly suggesting the sport prioritized margins over spectacle, and fans quietly agree, that's not a PR annoyance, that's a structural problem eating at the sport's long-term relevance. The risk for Hocevar personally is real too. Active drivers rarely criticize the product this directly because it can look like biting the hand that pays you. But there's also an upside. Drivers who speak honestly tend to build exactly the kind of authentic fan base NASCAR desperately needs right now. Hocevar attending the Met Gala and the Time 100 Sports Gala, rubbing shoulders with names like LeBron James, shows he already understands the assignment. NASCAR needs cultural relevance, not just lap times. So is this smart or dangerous? It's both. Smart because it's honest, and fans respect honesty. Dangerous because it puts NASCAR's leadership on notice in a very public way, and organizations don't always respond well to being publicly checked by their own talent. Expect 2 very different reactions here. Longtime fans who remember 2000s era NASCAR are going to feel validated. Many have said for years that something got lost in the broadcast experience, and now a current playoff driver is saying it on the record. On the other side, expect some pushback from people inside the industry who argue Hocevar is oversimplifying a much more complicated business problem: streaming rights, fragmented media consumption, changing attention spans. That tension between the fans fuel this and the business reality is complicated is exactly the kind of debate that drives engagement. Best case, NASCAR leadership actually listens. Broadcast partners invest back into production value, storytelling, and the visual spectacle Hocevar is describing, and drivers like him become the bridge between old school NASCAR nostalgia and a new generation of fans. Worst case, this gets treated as just another viral driver soundbite. Nothing changes on the production side, and NASCAR keeps bleeding the casual audience. Hocevar says it's already lost. So here's the real question. Is NASCAR actually on the ventilator like Hocevar says, or is this just one driver's frustration going viral for a day? Drop your take in the comments. Were you watching NASCAR back in 2000? And if so, does Hocevar have a point? If you want more honest breakdowns like this one, make sure you're subscribed, because this conversation about NASCAR's future is just getting started.